This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
We are back with the founder of Gramercy Park Integrative. That's right, Dr. Dladla joining us live from New York City today to talk more about her practice, where conventional medicine often treats symptoms in isolation, but hers embraces so much more in the bioregulatory medicine. And we're going to talk more about the work that she does, how she's helping so many people with all her pillars of approach, and really here to help people with hormones, weight loss, therapy, gut health, cardio prevention. I mean, there's a million and one things she can do as a doctor, and she has done. And I love that she's working now in her own practice and really helping so many. So, Dr. Dladla, welcome back. I hope you had a great summer with your family.
Thank you.
I know we
You
haven't
as
seen you in a while,
well.
but I know
Thank
you've
you.
been busy at work. So fill us in. Tell us, for those that don't know anything about you, would you mind just sharing a little bit of that background?
So my practice is called Gramercy Park Integrative. We are on 7 Lexington Avenue on the corner of 22nd Street, and we're in Gramercy Park. My practice focuses on kind of two main areas. We focus on integrative health as well as we do primary care. I've been an internist for over 20 years, so I do use conventional medicine when appropriate. But our main focus is to help the body to heal and repair itself and give the body its proper tools to do so. So we have two types of tracks or memberships. One is the integrative membership, and we also have a regenerative medicine um, also membership. So for people who are looking to focus more on longevity, increasing their health span, that is the way to go. And everything is kind of all inclusive, and you get a lot of, one-on-one customized care. In our integrative functional medicine track, similarly, we do focus a lot on gut health, hormonal balance, metabolic regulation, weight management. It is also customized to whatever your particular needs are. So we're really excited to welcome new patients and also take care of our existing patients.
Beautiful. Well, thank you. And I know today we're going to dive into peptides in a sense. And people might even say, well, what are peptides? So
Yeah,
let's get to it and find out all the amazing
yes.
benefits of what this is. And please give us an overview. We would love to hear.
Sure. So when peptides, everyone's kind of that word's buzzing around, and there's a lot of information, sometimes misinformation too, around about peptides. So peptides are they are short chain amino acids,
Mm-hmm.
and they're basically the building blocks of protein. So you can think of like protein, like a book,
Yeah.
and the peptide is a sentence in the book. So they're very essential. The body has thousands of peptides within it, and they basically regulate and tell and signal the cells what to do. So it's almost like you're sending like a text message to your cell to do a particular thing. So because we have these peptides occurring naturally in our body,
Yeah.
but because of our lifestyles, the stressors, all the toxicities, it is a good idea to help the body do the work it's supposed to do, to help the body repair and replenish itself. And that's where peptides are like a very important part of like the full arsenal of tools that we have for cellular regeneration.
Wow. And it's funny because you hear about these terms in science. I remember learning about them in school and all, but you don't really know, for someone not in the field, it's like, wait, what are these? And how can they help us? And
Exactly.
yeah, how many different peptides are there? I mean, there's so many questions that go with this.
Yeah, so occurring naturally in the body, there are thousands, but there are some that we commonly hear about, which people who are looking into this may hear about. So one particular peptide that's pretty common is the BPC 157. And this peptide focuses on decreasing inflammation in the body. It focuses on repair of muscle, tendons, ligaments, joints. It does this process, it helps to facilitate this process called angiogenesis, which is basically new blood flow,
Okay.
the genesis of new blood flow. So say someone has an injury, they hurt themselves, they have some kind of rip or tear, the body has its own mechanism of repairing and healing itself if, like, say that tendon is ripped or damaged. But this particular peptide comes in and is able to accelerate that process.
Yeah.
This peptide is also very good for gut health. So many of us are dealing with like a dysregulated microbiome. We have leaky guts. We have all of these issues and inflammation in our gut. So this also really helps. And an example of a patient that we use with this. So I had a patient who basically had severe GI symptoms for many years and had gone through all of the testing.
Yeah.
So he had a colonoscopy, he had the endoscopy,
Yeah.
he had all the blood testing to see if there was anything autoimmune happening.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing. But his symptoms were so severe that he could not, he would go through periods of not being able to eat or absorb food and
Mm-hmm.
have severe bloating, very debilitating. So he went on many strict diets, which helped somewhat, but did not actually do the trick.
Yeah.
And so this is years. And it also kind of stimulated, like increased anxiety in him. So he knew he would go through these cycles of having this bloating, this pain, this discomfort, and that would kind of interrupt his work schedule or his life schedule, and that would kind of trigger this anxiety. So we did all the testing here as well. We kind of repeated looking for leaky gut, looking for all of these things. Nothing really kind of popped up, but we did give him that particular peptide, the 157.
Okay.
And it was amazing because we saw within a week, his symptoms were severely, they were gone. They were gone. And he was significantly better able to kind of digest, absorb, and the anxiety part, that also significantly decreased. So you know how anxiety can wreck our nervous system, our bodies, if it goes,
Oh, yeah.
uncontrolled. So this was a great success story. So, so, and this is, like I said, this is natural, this is not synthetic. This is basically just signaling your body's cells and helping your body to do the things that it naturally does. So, so yeah, you have a lot of success with these peptides. Another,
Awesome.
I think another popular category is Samorelin, which helps with also with metabolism, building of lean muscle. So this is really good for women who are, menopausal, who are losing muscle
Yep.
mass. It's good for men also who are losing muscle mass, but also men who want to build lean muscle, men and women who want to build lean muscle. So this is a great adjunct. It also helps with fat loss.
Wow.
So what we do normally, like if you come to the clinic, we give you like a customized program based on what your goals are.
Okay.
And on the regenerative track, that is going to include the use of peptides as part of your full program. So this is really great. You can use this peptide in conjunction with well, the famous peptides that we know, right? Ozempic, Mounjaro, these are peptides.
Wow.
And these, Sermorelin can be used in conjunction with those peptides. So, Ozempic, Mounjaro, the kind of the original name, semaglutide, tirzepatide. So those peptides are very, very effective, as we know, very popular.
Yeah.
We use them here as well. And what they do is they work with insulin sensitivity or regulation. They help to balance your insulin levels. These medications also help to decrease gastric emptying. So basically, everything in your digestive system will slow as you absorb the food,
Okay.
meaning that you're going to feel fuller, faster. So you're gonna eat, you're gonna eat it like what you would eat before, where you're like, oh, I feel hungry like 2 hours later.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to work that way on those medications. Everything is going to slow down. You're going to absorb. That's why it's important to have also high nutrient, high protein, so you can get the right balance, because you are going to be eating less on those peptides. The other
Interesting.
interesting thing about these particular peptides as well is that it does also affect your mind, the brain. So it affects the way that you are relating to food.
Mm-hmm.
So people who have issues with emotional eating or doing binge eating, it kind of cuts that interaction with food. So it works on those addictive centers also in the brain. So it has a very kind of comprehensive effect. As well as like many of these peptides, it decreases. So you might have some other issues. Like I had a patient who had skin rashes,
Okay.
severe eczema. She was put on the semaglutide. She lost the weight, but also her eczema significantly improved.
Wow.
So we see that a lot, where there are multiple benefits to the peptide.
Wow.
Yeah. Another really great peptide we call like the longevity. Um, Longevity peptide is apidolon, and that peptide actually or slow down the aging process
Okay.
to like rejuvenate the cells. It affects telomeres. It helps to extend
Ah,
those, right? Which
telomeres.
which is
That's
kind of
right.
correlated to extending your health and lifespan. Yes, that's
We've
right. So
talked
it
about them
it has that
before.
effect
Yes.
as well.
Okay.
So whenever we exactly. And so yeah, because there's actually testing you can do to see what your telomere length is. So this actually helps with increasing that. So that is kind of one of the staples like that we would give you in a longevity, protocol or program. That's one of many that we would be giving. So these are kind of the common ones. There are many more, but these are common. These are you can access them. I would say, I would say kind of one of the dangers and one of the issues is that
Yeah.
because it is so accessible, right? You can go online, go on TikTok or wherever, and you can find information. You would just go and purchase them yourself. But it is very, very important to have like a healthcare professional to kind of guide you through that process, because there are some contraindications.
Yeah.
Some of these peptides can accelerate the growth of cancer
Ooh.
or certain kinds of tumors.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something, that you shouldn't take it like you would maybe take a supplement, a B vitamin. You should really go and have a consultation with a healthcare professional in regenerative medicine or integrative or maybe even primary care that knows about it, which it's doubtful, but but that may know about it, and then really see what is suited for you. because when you also get these online too, you actually don't know the source.
Yeah.
So there are some reputable, compounding pharmacies that create this. And when you're linked to, a healthcare professional, you're able to kind of get the correct source. If you get them online, sometimes they can be contaminated. So we have heard of people, who developed like allergic reactions to them and all kinds of, reactions. So the sourcing is really critical,
Mm-hmm.
and not to approach this as DIY.
Got it. Do it yourself is right. And let's just remind everyone who we're talking to here, Dr. Dladla, with a lot of credentials.
Yeah.
She's teaching us about these peptides and how they're helping so many and how we're sourcing them and what the future is. And just curious,
Yeah.
when did you learn about the benefits of peptides? Just curious.
I learned about it a few years ago. I actually, tried them on myself because I was going through my own like fatigue syndrome. So I used some of these peptides on myself for energy.
Mm-hmm.
These are like, and initially I was like, oh, it's a subcutaneous injection, so it's an
Yeah,
injection. Those are the
got
most
it.
effective. But so I was a little bit initially, even though I'm a doctor, I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. But when you start seeing the benefits and you start to feel better, it really makes a huge difference. But I also did be doing my own doctoring, because that can be an issue. Doctors doctor themselves.
Aw,
So one of the about the peptides too is that your body can develop, become acclimated to them. So it's also important, like, to cycle them. So you want to do it in different blocks, and that's where the healthcare professional will guide you. Do I do it in 4-week blocks, then take a break, a 4-week break off? And, how do
yeah,
I do it? Do I do it within 8 weeks? And if you're doing multiple peptides to address different issues, how do I organize the kind of stacking of those peptides?
true.
So, so yeah, once I actually experienced my own kind of health crisis, I would say, going through medical school and after in residency and being completely drained and exhausted, and then I had to kind of branch out from conventional, like go into my own practice and middle-aged, in my 50s, which I am. So, it really, you just really saw the difference of being able to provide, natural remedies, and also to
Yeah,
kind of empower people to kind of help themselves without always going to pharmaceuticals that have their own side effects and issues. So that's how I started this journey. And I think that we're seeing so many things, so much more research coming out about peptides and other types of quote unquote longevity treatments. But I think this is really going the direction of personalized, precision medicine, where you're creating protocols, you're creating treatments that are tailored to that particular person, and not just giving kind of blanket treatments. And I think that's very important. Everybody has a different kind of makeup, different type of epigenetic weaknesses or issues. And the more you can tailor them and
yeah.
really customize them to that person, the better results they'll get.
Beautifully said. Thank you so much. And still, let's continue on
Yes.
peptides. So, as you mentioned, I know you are helping people with these peptides, with the weight loss peptides, right? In your office, amongst
Yes.
what other peptides are you
Yes.
working with that can help us today?
So some that I mentioned, the Samoralin, the
Mm-hmm.
BPC 157 I work with. It actually depends. I have some people that want to work with like sexual wellness, so I really have I have a good source, and I have like an act, access to a wide variety of peptides based on that person. And what's great is that I can customize the doses. So I can see, like, if you are having an effect, it's having an impact, what kind of impact, impact do we want it to have? And I can adjust accordingly. So the ones I mentioned are kind of like the most common ones, but there are more, and it really depends on what your particular issue is. And I normally will, for example, with the weight loss um, peptides, right?
Mm.
And we don't only do the weight loss peptides. We're also going to I'm going to recommend things like the M-Sculpt machine, which I have, which
Oh,
helps to build muscle, helps to, decrease fat. It actually demolishes subcutaneous and visceral fat. So we're going to do that, as well as maybe we're going to add some more to help you build muscle even more. Then we're going to also talk about like the foundations, right? The foundation of
ooh, you mentioned the
nutrition.
foundation. You broke up
Mhm.
after you said foundation. I
Oh,
heard
sorry.
M-Skull Foundation. It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So I was saying that, we're going to really emphasize the foundations, which are, sleep, exercise, nutrition, because you want to put those peptides and all those treatments in the most favorable environment. So that really is where we is our starting point, and then we kind of add on from there.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. I mean, we still have just a few
Yeah.
minutes left. So how did you kind of want to sum up, today's conversation, or do you want to talk more about your services? I didn't know you had M-Sculpt at the office. That's something new. That's awesome because that does have build muscle,
Yes,
right? I
yes,
tried that
yeah.
before.
M-Sculpt is amazing. M-Sculpt uses radio frequency, and it's really, really good for people who want to maintain or build muscle. But also, if you're losing weight, it helps to deal with that excess skin. So it's really, really amazing. So with this M-Sculpt treatment, you literally can do what's like 25 minutes, and it's like 20,000
Yeah.
contractions.
Wow.
It doesn't hurt, it does not hurt. It just feels like you're getting a good, like, muscle contraction, but there's not pain.
Yeah.
We can adjust it based on how intense you want to go. And we see within 4 to 6 treatments, people can achieve their goals of that six pack. So the M Sculpt is there. It is great. People have loved it over the summer. We even have people just come just for the M Sculpt. So it's a great adjunct. And the other interesting thing about M Sculpt too is I do have patients who maybe have arthritis or some
Mm-hmm.
kind of injury. And M Sculpt does have a functional aspect as well. So you can use it for people who have pain or injury on their shoulder, on their arms and their legs. So it has two functions, one, muscle building, fat burning, but also to address functional issues and functional pain.
Amazing.
My patients love it. They use it on their abs, but you can also use it on your thighs, use it on your arms to build the muscle. So it has a lot of different applications. So we love to see you for an M sculpt treatment.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm there. Thank you. Yeah, I've done them before, and then I even tried the which I do like the M Sculpt Neo one better than what's the other one I used to do? It's a different brand, obviously.
M tone. Oh yeah, we do the M sculpt Neo. Yes. Mhm.
Yes, yes, but the other one, oh my gosh, why can't I think of it? There's no it's just the muscle stimulation. I can't think of it, but I do like the
Oh, okay.
I
It's
feel
maybe a
like
competitor. Yeah.
exactly. Of course, they're all
Mhm.
out there, but I
Yeah.
like it felt like you get off the machine and your stomach's like red and it's like, wow, it's warm and it's hot.
Yes.
It's actually, yeah, you feel the fat burning. And I look back at pictures when I was doing it a few months ago and I'm like, it was working. I could see my muscles through my little fat. I'm like, oh my God.
Right?
But then
You can see that six pack building, right? I'm
yeah,
telling you, you
yeah,
can see it. It's like,
I
yes.
know. Oh my goodness. All right. And just for other people out there, what other services do you provide? Would you mind sharing a little
Oh,
bit
yeah.
about that before we go?
Sure. Sure. So, for the regenerative track, definitely I was mentioning about the peptides. We also do like a customized nutraceutical program for you. We do red light therapy. We have different cellular regeneration products. So if you're interested in those, you can have a discovery call with me and speak to me more about it, that are specifically aimed at regenerating the cells. So that's something we do in addition that a lot of people are embracing and actually enjoying the benefits of. So in terms of the integrative services, focusing on gut health, we focus on adrenal health. We also do a test looking at cellular communication. So we see how well the cells are metabolizing and functioning. Um, Microbiome analysis, diet, exercise, weight loss, counseling. We have an amazing program
Yep.
actually with a group called Kylo, and they have a 12-week program of exercise, meditation, breath work, NLP coaching, and we're integrating that into our membership program. So
Awesome.
that's
Good
a
to know.
great opportunity, work one-on-one with the breathwork coach, goals, and also hypnosis and NLP.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for being here. And how can
Thank
we reach
you.
out to you?
Yeah, so you can call or text us at 212-970-9401. And our website is gramercyparkintegrative.com.
Perfect. Thanks so much. Pleasure having you back
Okay.
and great
You
chatting. Hopefully,
too.
we get to connect again. Thanks again.
Yes. Take
All
care.
right.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.